Hello. Today I'm talking to you from beautiful Beckenham Park in Christchurch. How did that come to be? Unfortunately, on day 120, I got up out of my campsite where I'd slept well, and once I started walking a ways, my left leg felt a little odd. Actually, it felt odd as I was getting ready, but it didn't hurt or anything. After walking not terribly far, I realized that my leg hurt. It had felt strange very, very briefly the day before, going up the first big hill from the stream. I was nearly at the top. I paused, I just kind of rubbed my leg and waited a bit, and it felt fine. I kept going, forgot all about it. But on day 20, when I felt that a little bit, I didn't think much of it. Put on my pack and started walking. Before too long, my leg started to hurt. And it started to hurt quite badly. My left leg and groin area just became quite painful. So I stopped, tried to kind of work it out, wait a bit, make it feel better. Took magnesium, electrolytes, took an ibuprofen, kept going, walked over some tree fall. I was intent on getting to the Trail Angel and at least to the next stream so I could fill up my water and make some lunch. And unfortunately, my leg, after continuing and crossing over some tree fall and taking a big wide sort of straddle step, my leg got worse. I was able to be in touch with Uva, and I said, wow, my leg hurts quite a bit. But the plan was to keep going. I had plenty of food. I had time. I could have spent 2 or 3 nights trying to get to the Mount Pirangia hut. I would have been okay. So I was going to the next good stream. But honestly, it ended up being that I couldn't make it that far. I did make it to a little stream that was quite trickly, but it allowed me to fill up my bottles and eat and cook and sit down and rest, and I felt a lot better and thought maybe that's all I needed. But no. Once I got going again, my leg started to hurt quite rapidly, especially with the pack on, to the point where, I don't know, I could walk 20 meters. I could walk a pretty short distance, and then I felt like I had to get my pack off. I would take my pack off with my little sit pad. I would lay down on the ground on my side, curled up, and wait for the pain to subside, which took a while, anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes longer if I'd pushed it more. And it would subside, and I'd feel okay, and I'd keep going. But it soon became clear that I didn't want to be in the forest, out of reception. I was not going to make it as far as the Trail Angel because my leg was getting worse during the day as I was trying to get somewhere. In fact, on day 120, I maybe walked 2 kilometers total, maybe only 1, somewhere between those two. I made it to kilometer 251. And then I backtracked. And I got up to where there was reception again with my full water bottles and just decided that I would camp there and the next day go back south. The plan with going back south was to get back to that road and where I had reception and could be in contact with people. Anuva had suggested to flag down a car there. The thing is, that road, it's a remote road. there is no traffic there. I knew that. The nearest house where probably somebody actually was at, I think would have been 3 or more kilometers, which was really hard for me at that point. But I felt okay. I had my water, I'd eaten, I just camped for the night. And it was a really lovely spot. I enjoyed hearing the birds. And the next morning I felt nice and rested. And then also started getting texts. I've been in communication with people I know in Auckland, with a trail angel who wasn't that far away. I figured one way or the other I would hopefully find a way out without having to walk too far. But overnight, Uva had managed to organize Richard, who is staying on the North Island and had walked Te Araroa last year. In fact, he walked a few times with Uva, and I gave Uva and Richard a ride around the Rakaya River. So Richard remembered the area, and Richard was able to drive out, 3-hour drive, and come find me. And at some point he said, "Oh, I'm this distance away." And I said, "Don't rush," because by the time I took down my tent and packed everything up, I was exhausted and my leg ached terribly. So it was worse than the day before. And I said, "That's okay, I need to rest, but you have to come to me. I'm not making it to the road at all." So he did. He walked down, found me on the trail, carried my pack out, got the car as close as it could get, which was great, and drove me to his place in Tauranga. I stayed there for a few days, where I saw a physio a couple times, and the physio believes it's an overuse injury that would have built up really gradually and might even have exacerbated some old injury I have, which honestly, when I think about it, I do have a really old injury in the same area. And he did say that it just can feel fine one day, and then the next day, that's it. The pain really surfaces. So the likelihood of resting enough and getting my leg to feel good enough to do another 850 kilometers while the days are getting to be shorter is just, it's not something I even want to attempt. I'm too nervous for that because I'd been doing great. I could go long distances. I could walk with the heavy pack, or I'll run faster practically with a light pack. I felt well adapted. And now suddenly walking was too hard. So that's the end of the line for this season for me. Half of the North Island, so 3/4 of the entire Te Araroa Trail, with the possibility of going back next summer, or really end of this year, and starting at a good time of the year and walking north up to Cape Reinga from where I left off. So I'm saddened that somehow this happened, but I've accepted it, and I did what I could. I had some really tough challenges, some really difficult times, as you will have seen. I wanted to stop often, but often I'd feel better later and carry on. Of course, I did. And I had some amazing times and saw amazing views and sights and met truly wonderful people. And I won't forget any of that. So that's wonderful. And I thank all of anybody here who's been watching and my friends who've given me encouragement. I appreciate it tremendously. It's meant a lot. And that's just where I'm at now. So I will plan to, if there's interest, and there could be, to do another video where I go over my gear and mention my favorite gear and why I liked it so much. And if people want to put comments in this video or any of the videos, I'll have a read. And if you want to ask questions, I will answer questions that you may have. So please comment and ask what you'd like. And I think there are some questions I've been asked and that I think some things they might want to know, and I'll just plan to post that in a subsequent video as well. The video just won't be the scenic video that have been the daily updates of on the trail. So thanks again, everyone, and it's been an incredible journey. And watch this space. It's the end for now. See you later. My tent site for the night, as far as I got yesterday, with my leg pain. It was actually a really comfortable sleep. I set no alarms. I was really tired, and I slept quite well. But now it sounds like people are going to try to help me, so I need to get moving. Hello. I'm here in Tauranga, where I've been the last couple days. Managed to get to a physio and trying to start the improvement process. And right here is Richard. And Richard is the one who so kindly drove out 2 hours at least from here. Walked down, found me on the trail, where he then kindly carried my backpack to the car and even got the car closer. So Richard, some of you may recognize him from last year. He walked with Uva every now and again. So he did the entire Te Araroa track. He did it southbound, the whole thing. And he remembered that section. He had an idea where I was, and it was all familiar to him. And yes, really wonderful. Here in quick turnaround Tauranga. Beautiful setting. Again with Richard. So I'll see you sometime later. Bye.